Another week's gone by, and this is I Am Wright, and you're listening to the Dispatch Podcast, your 2 minutes or so of what's happening on our big ball. But first, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I know, it's a day late and a drumstick short, but hey, I hope you enjoyed a great meal with family and friends, though the gathering was probably limited, and damn it, nobody coofed, did they? I hope it was fabulous. Let's get to the news. And as a second, let's open another beer. Yes, let's open another beer and comport ourselves as gentlemen and ladies, as gentlepersons. And whenever I hear the word comport, I think of Charles Bukowski, and that's made me think of the movie Barfly, when Wanda, Faye Dunaway, asks Henry Chinaski, Mickey Rourke, if he hates people. And Hank says, "No, but I seem to feel better when they're not around." Isn't that an apt quote for the Wu flu and social distancing? Yes, I like that. I don't hate people, but I seem to feel better when the Coofers aren't around. Yeah, there's, one second here. That's better. So there's a lot of coofing going on in Germany, and it passed the 1 million mark of confirmed cases this week. And how accurate are these tests? It's probably best not to say anything, right? I mean, just accept everything as fact, because science is always set in stone. That's how the scientific method works, I believe. There's no room in science for skepticism. Of course not. But looking on the bright side, at least for me, with Germany extending its mini COVID-19 lockdown with bars and restaurants remaining closed until at least the beginning of January, I get to keep my fabulous office/bar until then, at the very least. That's a big thumbs up pour moi. All right, but what's always missing from the coof figures that the media is continually coughing and spitting out at us is perspective. I mean, we're nearing Joe Biden's dark winter. And so far in 2020, over 260,000 people have died from and with, I suppose, COVID-19 in the U.S. Holy shit, that's a lot of people, isn't it? That's a hell of a lot more people than the population of Destino, California. Do you know what the third leading cause of death in the U.S. is, or was? Maybe it still is, of course it is. Medical error. That's right. So according to a John Hopkins study from a couple of years ago, medical errors such as giving someone the wrong dosage of a medication or removing a vital organ, or a vital organ, instead of fixing that hangnail, whatever, causes approximately 250,000 deaths per year in the U.S. So medical errors cause approximately 250,000 deaths per year in the U.S. But other studies have put that figure at over 400,000 deaths per year because of medical mistakes. I wonder how many people diagnosed with COVID-19 died because of medical errors. Heart disease, of course, is the big killer with 655,381 giving up the ghost in 2018 because of a bad ticker. In all, around 3 million died in the U.S. last year. That's nothing to cough at, is it? So I'm calling for a war on convenience food. And that brings me up, what the hell am I talking about? And that brings us to the ass hat of the week. But before we get to the ass hat, is the election over even with all the evidence of fraud in Pennsylvania and Michigan and Georgia, it doesn't matter, I guess, right? It's just an election. It's not like we need a system that resembles democracy anymore. We've evolved. We don't need democracy or something that's kind of similar to it. No. But anyway, this week's asshat isn't that big bully, Priti Patel. Gentleman, he was or is a good friend of Stanley's, and he's also someone who I now call a friend. He said that she should be the asshat of the week because she's pure evil or something like that. But come on, look at those eyes. They're so lovely. And she's a Brit. A Brit? I mean, who cares? A Brit is just an American who missed the boat. Just kidding. Now, the asshat of the week is war. And no, I'm not singling out Joe Biden. Is he president-elect? I saw this tweet by him or whoever writes his tweets, and I just had to shake my head. Really. And yes, to be fair, President Trump, he also declared war on the virus. So both idiots are covered here, okay? I'm not choosing sides here. Waging domestic policy wars is ridiculous. And whoever is pro such wars is an asshat, So it's the policy war. It's all just, they're the asshat. War and the people that are pro domestic policy war and just war in general. They're the asshats of the week. I mean, we've had the war on drugs, the war on poverty, the war on the poor, the war on convenience food, large sodas. Let's stop all that nonsense, huh? Let's just let it rest. Okay, I can't believe the week's already gone by. But be strong, Destino, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are. And don't coof, damn it. Take care. I want to sing a song that goes against the grain, that's against everything I've known. And where is she, that girl I used to know as a boy? She'd be so old now, like I am. Gross. And of course, this podcast was made 5 years or 5,000 years ago.